Barbara. It is Tuesday, September 1st. Crazy. I just fixed my hair in my camera before I pushed the on button. Pearl was out here with me, but she just left. It is not particularly lovely, but it's actually not bad. I thought I was going to have to do my vlog upstairs with like a handheld camera because I'm trying to avoid going up and down the steps too much. I had a really bad evening. Well, the middle of the day was great with my knee, but then I sat too long knitting, and I brought my knitting out to show you. I'm so excited. But I sat too long without moving, and my knee was very unhappy. It was unhappy enough to make me actually seriously think about going to physical therapy. I've never been to physical therapy. But anyway, where I was going with that was I thought, well, I'm up here with my camera, but I don't have my claw or anything to hold it up. And it's not nice outside, and Dennis is going to be downstairs, so I'll have to do it upstairs on the, just real quick. And then it turned out to be okay outside, and Dennis is still in bed. Either way, anyway. Okay, reality check. I haven't done a single thing to get ready for the cleaners tomorrow. So today's the day. I'm going to be straightening the house, which is really a drag since my knee was bugging me. But I already took my Advil, and I have a plan. I have an empty bin that Dennis is going to bring down, and I'm going to fill it up with everything that needs to go upstairs because, of course, there's lots that has accumulated over the last 4 months, 5 months, 6 months since the cleaners came. Hopefully I won't fill it too heavy, so he'll be able to actually carry it back up the steps. And I will straighten, and I will try not to be too embarrassed when they come about how dirty the house is. I have managed to keep it just barely above disgusting. I am not a housekeeper. Right, puppy? Oh, and here's my Macy. She just came down. Hey, you. Yeah. Good morning. Look how curly she's getting. Remember after she got clipped, she looked like a black lab? She doesn't look like a black lab anymore, do you, pup? Nope. But I've been combing her, haven't I? She comes over for her combing in the evenings, and I've been combing her like a good owner. She doesn't like to have her legs combed, but I do it anyway. Just to get her used to it, because it's not so long now, but this is, when it's going to start matting. But anyway, I'm the world's worst housekeeper. And I'm not going to be embarrassed, and I'm not going to clean my house, although to tell you the truth, it's very likely we're going to vacuum tonight. That's how bad the rug is. The cleaners come tomorrow. But, I was thinking about this morning when I was making my coffee, and I'm like, I was so ridiculous. Give me 2 weeks, I can get the house in order. I should have just said come day after tomorrow, because I'm a procrastinator. Who's getting who? I'm never going to do it little by little for 2 weeks. That's just not me. It's not me. So anyway, today's the day. And tomorrow, it is going to be tomorrow afternoon. No! Worst vlogger ever. Dennis is like, did you get a video? I'm like, no, I shut off the video when I ran and started yelling. This is my cod liver oil. There's no more lid. It was on the counter. This apparently smells like the best thing ever. They brought it out. Did you hear that clunk? That was the clunk of my cod liver oil hitting the deck. Hitting the deck. Boy, these girls are going to be healthy, right? Rat thinks. So they took it off the counter, chewed up the lid, so now it doesn't have a lid. So I guess I'm going to just have to store it like this. This is the little stopper that because I'm like a nurse. They didn't wreck the plastic part here where it goes in, and they didn't get the dispenser. So anyway, that's why I was yelling. Stop it. No, you can't have it. It's for me. I know it smells delicious. Oh, and I have the paper here that store everything. So now I gotta find a new place for my cod liver oil, and it's gotta have the syringe in it because the lid's gone. We feed our girls raw, as you know. Now my hands smell like cod liver oil. Sheesh. We feed the girls raw. What are you, my best friend now? You rat. She thought that cod liver oil was so good. We feed them raw, so we feed them meat. And they get stinky fish oil. So they think all the stinky fish oil in the house is for them. We have a salmon oil that's not quite people grade. I mean, I don't even know if people eat salmon oil, but they get a salmon oil, which we call stinky fish oil because it is. But they love it. So now I have to find a place. I have to find, because I just had it on the counter right where, you know, we keep a few odds and ends that we use all the time. And now I can't keep it there. If I put it like on top of the fridge, I'm afraid I won't remember. Oh well. It smells really good to dogs. And I have no idea what I was talking about the cleaners coming. I'm going to be so excited tomorrow night when the house is clean, I can tell you that. But I should have just said, come day after tomorrow, and then just done it. And then I can't touch my hair now. I'll smell it. Oh, and I wanted to show you my knitting. No, it's okay. Wipe it on my pants. Then my house would have been clean for the last 2 weeks, and that would be fun too. It's not going to be gorgeous in the morning. They're supposed to come at 9 o'clock, which is early for Dennis. Early for me too, but early for Dennis, which means that when I go to bed, the house has to be ready for them. And we'll sit out here in the morning, and hopefully she's sending a big crew, so it won't take more than 3 hours, I hope. Anyway, you rat. Now she's my best friend. She's my best friend. There she is, just hanging out in case, you know, that bottle drops again. Well, I'm lucky they didn't, like, actually get through the plastic top and spill cod liver oil all over everything. Although, it obviously dripped because she was licking the floor. Dennis is like, oh, it's going to be a mess. I said, eh, not really. Look at his cabbages. Poor cabbages. He keeps pulling off worms. So anyway, good morning. Now I have no idea how long I've talked. See, because I had to stop the video. But the reason I have gotten absolutely nothing done, I showed you I balled up my second skein of yarn. Look what I did! So here's my sweater, and here's my first sleeve. Ha ha! So the second sleeve is, I was going to say today. I'll get it on the needle today, and we'll see how much I get done. But I cannot knit on this until I'm ready to go upstairs. Till the downstairs is done, and then I'll do the upstairs, you know, before I go to bed. Doesn't it look gorgeous? Well, it turns out, well, seemed like last night there was a lot more pink, dark pink, in the second ball than there was in the first ball. You can even see. So what I did was, yesterday morning I was 2 rows from splitting for the sleeves. Or it didn't really split because I just put the sleeves on waste yarn and kept going. And I did keep going. So so I knit this much of the body from here, which is the bottom of the sleeve where I put the sleeve stitches, to here. So I wanted to have a little bit of the body knitted before I did the sleeve. So I did, what's that, about 1.5 inches. I kept going, oh, I can show you easier on this side because there's no sleeve attached. So this is how much I knit. And then I went to the sleeves, because I don't want to put any of the sleeves in mohair. Speaking of which, if it came, I didn't even check if it came, because it didn't come in the regular mail, so it might be down in the mailbox, but I haven't seen it yet, so I'm not showing it to you. So I'll show it to you tomorrow. Hopefully it's there now. But I'm not putting any mohair on the sleeves. I am so in love with this cobblestone, and I am enjoying every stitch I'm knitting, let me tell you. So here we go, my sleeve. So it's 3/4. So, and remember I told you I wasn't sure the length of the sleeve. In the pattern, it doesn't say. But I went out to the Ravelry page for the pattern because I was looking, because I was starting the sleeve and I wanted to see other people's sleeve lengths and what they had done. And there were only 9 projects on Ravelry. I thought that was interesting. But everybody had short sleeves. But when I read through the pattern description on Ravelry, which is not in the pattern itself, it said this is written for a 3/4 length sleeve. And you can adjust the sleeve however you would like. So the instructions in the pattern under sleeve are for a 3/4 length sleeve, and so I just followed the instructions on the pattern exactly, and I got a great length. I think, I mean, I stuck my arm in the head, in the neck hole, and it came up to about here, which I really like. So I think that's gonna work, and I'm hoping, it's not gonna be a you're dying, you're freezing to death sweater in the middle of the winter, but I'm planning on wearing it as a 3-season garment, fall, winter, and spring. So who knows, maybe I'll make myself some fingerless mitts that come up high, if it turns out that the 3/4 sleeves aren't warm enough and I want to wear it in the winter, or just put a turtleneck under it and have the sleeves come longer or whatever. I'll figure it out, but I'll see, what the story is once I get it going. And I don't know how long it's going to be. And based on how big my ball is left, I'm not sure how much further I'm going to be able to go with the cobblestone. Maybe only 2 or 3 more inches. And then the mohair. So the mohair is going to start a little sooner than I sort of had envisioned in my mind, but I think that's going to be okay. And I'm thinking I'm going to fade the mohair into the cobblestone rather than just have a color block cobblestone then mohair with no fading. I think I'm going to fade it. I think that's going to look better. I'm going to feel better about that. So that's my current plan for this sweater. I finished a sleeve, which is why my house is a mess today, and that's what I have to do. But, seems like a good reason to me. These are my earrings that I'm wearing today. These are silver and gold colored bead inside of this little wire. I love me some geometric and interesting designs. I don't specifically remember, but I believe that I bought these at the Arts Festival, the Central Pennsylvania Festival of the Arts, which I have gone to many, many times. It's in State College in July. I've talked to you about it before. Of course, it wasn't this year. But there's some beautiful jewelry and beautiful things being made and shown at that festival. If you get a chance, if it ever happens again in July in Central Pennsylvania, you should go. It's worth it. Earrings are always a fun thing to look for and buy because you can find a very large range of price points in earrings, so that they make a great souvenir. They're very small and they're something that you use all the time, so you can be reminded of your trip if you remember. I'm sure this was an Arts Festival find. And you can usually find something you can afford. Now I gotta find some place for my cod liver oil. I guess it's going on top of the fridge, and I'm just gonna have to remember, not be reminded by the bottle. Rascal dogs, rascal dogs. Luckily there's not cod liver oil everywhere. If they had gotten that other plastic lid off, that would have been a mess. They couldn't have, and it wouldn't have been good for them to drink too much of that. Well, they would need to be outside, because that would like really grease the innards, if you know what I mean. It wouldn't hurt them, right? But that would be your dinner. The dogs are hilarious when we feed them. So they get sort of a pile of meat, chicken thighs and pork and a spare rib and egg yolk, liver, and stinky fish oil. So we each make a plate. Now, Maze gets about 1.5 ounces, 2 ounces more than Pearl, because she's still a puppy, sort of. She's 1.5 years old. She'll be 1.5 years old at the end of this month, because it's September. Oh no, today. She was born March 1st. It's Pearl who was born March 24th. Hey, it's your 1.5 birthday, pup. April, May, June, July, August, September. Yeah, 1.5. Oh, so anyway, she's still a puppy. So she gets a little bit more, which is like a little hunk of burger more than Pearl gets. But she's a very slow eater, and she doesn't, just like tear into her dinner. So Pearl, they get fed. Maze gets fed on the deck. Pearl gets fed down on the concrete. And so Pearl starts her dinner, starts crunching on her bones, starts eating right away. And Maze has to be, persuaded, and she lollygags and whatever. So lately, Pearl has been finished with her dinner while Maze is still eating her first big piece of meat that's on her plate. And you can just see Pearl's look on her face when she comes up from her dinner to she's, you can hear the mind working, saying, why does she get so much more food than me? She gets twice as much as me. That's not fair. Because Maisie is such a slow eater. And I have been sitting out here to kind of protect Maze's dinner from Pearl. Although I probably don't have to, because Maze protects her dinner. She growls at her, and Pearl is respectful and steps back. But I've been sitting out here just to make sure they play nice at dinner. But I told Maisie she's going to have to pick it up, kid, because I'm not sitting out here when winter comes. So to protect her dinner from Pearl, she's just going to have to protect it herself. But she does growl at her, and Pearl does step back. I mean, Pearl knows that it's not hers. She only goes in and helps when the only thing left on the plate is a little bit of egg yolk and a little bit of stinky fish oil. When sometimes there's a little bit of burger, and Pearl will help her with that too. But Maze gets all the big pieces. So anyway, they're funny. They're funny at dinner. They eat once a day. Okay. Like I said, I don't know how long I talked in the first part before I yelled. So I will say goodbye. I have to go start straightening up. By the time I talk to you tomorrow, the ladies will be here. I'll be so excited. And I'll be spending a few hours on my deck. I hope it does. It's supposed to thunderstorm like at noon or something, so we may have to dash in and up to take the girls up to my craft room, because I can close the door, and then I just have to dog proof it real quick, and Dennis can go in his office, and we won't be in their way. We don't want to be in their way, and we try to keep the dogs obviously away, because we have big giant dogs. Even people who love dogs don't want big giant dogs all over them. So anyway, I will talk to you tomorrow. Who knows how things will be, but I will talk to you tomorrow, and I hope you're all well. cat thanked me for the stitch markers. She didn't say how they arrived or if they arrived. I assumed they did arrive, and if they did, she didn't mention that any broke, so I'm assuming none broke, but I hope so. My experiment with the leaves has not gone so well. The first 2 people I heard from both had breakage, which made me sad. So I will be interested to hear if your stitch markers arrived and if they broke. So take good care of yourselves, everybody, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Stay safe and stay sane.